Good afternoon. I am Dr. Karen Powell, Provost of the American Public University System. It is my great pleasure to serve as your Master of Ceremonies this afternoon. Welcome to the Class of 2016 Commencement Ceremony. Please stand for the national anthem, performed by Ms. Kimberly Crotty. Gentlemen, please remove your caps at this time. The invocation will be delivered by University faculty member Reverend Kurt Messick.
Gracious God, humble us through the celebration of graduation, that we may remember and reflect upon all the people you have placed in our lives who helped us on our academic journey. Remind us of the determination it took to be here, so that when future challenges present themselves, we know we have been tested and have what it takes to overcome them. Today, as we hear each graduate's name read, may we be encouraged by the story behind each face, for there are so many among us who have incredible stories of persevering through deployments, single parenting, health concerns, and economic struggles. Only you, God, know the tremendous quest each graduate endured in order to be at this long-awaited time and place. We also pray for the thousands who are not here, both graduates and students. May any obstacles in their lives be overcome by strength in knowing that we are the graduates of American Public University and American Military University, and together we can make a difference in our communities, in our country, in our world. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Messick. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. I will now introduce the distinguished colleagues on the platform. Please stand as I introduce you. Starting at my immediate right, our President, Dr. Wallace Boston, our commencement speaker and Board of Trustees member, Dr. J.D. Polk, delivering our student honors address, Mr. Joshua Jenkins, delivering our invocation, Reverend Kurt Messick, Chairman of our Board of Trustees, Dr. Catherine Zatz, Chairman of our Board of Directors, Major General Barbara Fast. In the second row, our members of our Board of Trustees and Board of Directors, Serving on our Board of Trustees, Lieutenant General Richard Trefry, Dr. Katie Marie, Major General Robert L. Neighbors, Lieutenant General Thomas Conant. Serving on our Board of Directors, Ms. Jean Halley, Mr. Bill Robinson, and our Emeritus Trustee, Mr. Frank Ball. To my left on the platform is Associate Provost of Academic Affairs, Dr. Conrad Lotze, Dean of the School of Arts and Humanities, Dr. Grace Glass, representing the School of Business, Dr. Thomas Schaefer, Dean of the School of Education and School of Health Sciences, Dr. Brian Freeland, Dean of the School of Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math, Mr. Daniel Benjamin, Dean of the School of Security and Global Studies, Dr. Mark Riccardi, Associate Provost of Academic Effectiveness and Student Success, and our mace bearer, Dr. Gwendolyn Hall. In the next row, Assistant Provost of Graduate Studies, Research and Innovation, Dr. Patricia Campbell, Assistant Provost of Assessment and Accreditation, Dr. Jennifer Helm, Associate Vice President of Academic and Instructional Technology, Ms. Karen Serba, and University Registrar, Ms. Michelle Newman. To my far left, the program directors, faculty directors, and faculty from our academic schools are seated to your right, to my left. Faculty and staff of American Public University System, please rise. Thank you for the great work, the fruit of which sits before us. Thank you. Graduates, please stand. I'd invite you to turn around, and now it's your opportunity to thank your family and your friends for their support along the way. Okay, graduates, be seated, please. To give the President's address, I am now pleased to introduce our President, Dr. Wallace Boston. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dr. Boston.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the American Public University System and its Board of Trustees, welcome to our 2016 commencement. Today's ceremony is a tribute to and celebration of all of our students who graduated this past year, and we are grateful that so many of you traveled from near and far to attend. 25 years ago, our founder, Major Jim Etter, established American Military University. His vision was to establish a university that would make it more accessible for working adults to earn a degree by offering degrees that matched their current as well as their future career interests. The courses were to be offered at a distance so that a student who moved frequently could continue his or her education no matter where they might live in the world. Our courses evolved as technology enabled the development of learning management systems for online classroom content, broadband for faster online connection speed, e-books for the portability of learning materials, software simulations, etc. In 2002, we established the American Public University System and added American Public University as a sister school to AMU. We grew from that first class of 18 master's students enrolled in a single degree program to 100+ undergraduate, graduate degrees, and undergraduate and graduate certificates, and tens of thousands of students, all studying at a distance. During that time, our faculty has grown from 6 to nearly 2,000. Today, approximately 70,000 of your fellow students are pursuing studies in 66 different undergraduate degree programs, ranging from military studies to psychology, space studies, homeland security, English, math, and sports management. Welcome all of you to membership in our Alumni Association, 63,200 strong, with 39,500 having earned associate's and bachelor's degrees. Those of you seated here represent 7,645 alumni who who earned bachelor's and associate's degrees over the past 12 months. Members of your class live and studied from all 50 states and 27 countries. Your class is the largest group of graduating undergraduate students in our history. Although the average age of members of your class is 36, your ages range from 13 to 77. One member of your class enrolled back in 2003, but found the time to complete and graduate this year. Clearly, your paths to complete your degrees differ from person to person, but for most of you, your determination and commitment to earn your degree was boosted by the cooperation and understanding and encouragement of your families. I thank and applaud all of them. My job as president over the past 12 years has been to ensure that the many programs and services we offer meet your needs and expectations. While the statistics that I've shared may provide you and your guests with a snapshot of this year's class and the university, averages and totals don't provide the complete pictures that the faculty, staff, and I see day by day, month by month, and year by year. Our graduates have succeeded at AMU and APU because of their tenacity, indomitable spirit, and perseverance, sometimes in the face of great difficulties. Kent Herod was diagnosed at age 5 with Duchenne muscular dystrophy, a progressive muscular disorder with no known treatment or cure. With the flexibility of our online program, he has been working toward his bachelor's degree in military history for 12 years and is in our audience today to celebrate the end of that long journey. Graduating with a 4.0 GPA, Kent will use his degree to advance his career and love of aviation at the Frontiers of Flight Museum in Dallas, Texas. Congratulations, Kent. Another graduate who tenaciously achieved her education and career goals is Felicia Deskins, who is the first in her family to graduate from college. While serving in the Navy, Felicia began in our Associates of Health Science program, and with her successful completion of that program today, she has been accepted into an accelerated nursing program at Utica College in St. Petersburg, Florida, starting this August. Congratulations. I wish I had the time to tell all of your stories, and later, after the celebration ends, those of you who don't mind writing one more writing assignment and who wish to share your story can email me at president@apus.edu. I promise that I will read them all because they are so inspirational. Completing your education online with us is an accomplishment to be extremely proud of. It wasn't easy, but you made it. Whether you continue with your studies and earn another degree, as 580 of you have already re-enrolled for another degree, or continue to acquire additional knowledge in your field of choice through your career experiences, your education and your journey with us should serve you well. We are exceptionally proud of your accomplishments, congratulate each of you, and wish you best of luck in all your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Boston. We now acknowledge graduates and faculty who were honored very early this morning at a breakfast for their academic and teaching excellence. Award recipients, please stand when your name is announced. Please hold your applause until all are recognized. The Class of 2016 Academic Scholar Awards were presented to, from the School of Arts and Humanities, Mr. Kevin Kramer. From the School of Business, Mr. Scott Meyer. From the School of Education, Ms. Allison Eppard. From the School of Health Sciences, Ms. Marina Rivers. From the School of Security and Global Studies, Ms. Karen McKeague and Mr. William Marop. Thank you and congratulations. You may be seated. At this time, we'll now honor graduates who graduated summa cum laude, meaning with the highest honors. Please stand to be recognized, and congratulations on this achievement. Anyone summa cum laude? To those students, graduates who graduated magna cum laude, meaning with great honor, please stand to be recognized. And to this group, will those who graduated cum laude, meaning with honor, please stand to be congratulated. Please be seated. Now I would like to invite the recipients of the Outstanding Faculty Awards to stand when announced. Please hold your applause until all are recognized. The 2016 Excellence in Teaching and Learning Awards were presented to, from the School of Arts and Humanities, Ms. Yvonne Ho. From the School of Business, Mr. Dwayne Thomas. From the School of Education, Ms. Jennifer Jewell. From the School of Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math, Mr. Sean Aker. From the School of Security and Global Studies, Mr. James Barney. The Excellence in Teaching Gateway Courses Award was presented to Ms. Elizabeth Hutchings. The Outstanding New Faculty Member of the Year is Mr. Wallace Burns. And the overall Outstanding Faculty Member for 2016 is Mr. George Case III. Congratulations and thank you for all that you do. I am pleased to announce that Dr. Boston was honored as the inaugural recipient of the Wallace E. Boston Leadership Award for his outstanding leadership, significant contributions to higher education, and impact to his community, industry, and the world around us. Congratulations, Dr. Boston. Today, we also honor the Class of 2016 President's Award recipient and our undergraduate student speaker. Dr. Boston, I invite you again to the podium to introduce our student speaker.
Thank you, Dr. Powell. The President's Award for Outstanding Undergraduate Student of the Year goes to Mr. Joshua Jenkins. Joshua began his service in the U.S. Army in 2006 as an airborne infantryman, completing over 15 jumps. He continued his service as a prime power production specialist. Over the course of his military career, he was awarded 16 medals, including 2 meritorious service medals, 6 Army Commendation Medals, 2 Afghan Campaign Medals, the Global War on Terrorism Expeditionary Medal, the Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, the National Defense Service Medal, and 3 Army Good Conduct Medals. He also earned the Expert Infantry Badge, Combat Infantry Badge, Parachutist Badge, Mechanic's Badge, and the Operator's Badge. He will complete his service to our country in fall of 2016 after 10 years of service. Joshua recently earned his Bachelor of Science in Legal Studies from AMU and will continue his education as he works towards his Juris Doctorate degree from the St. Louis University School of Law. He credits his success to the support of his wife, Trissa, his 2 sons and daughter, and the rest of his family. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. Joshua Jenkins.
Good afternoon. Congratulations, class of 2016. Give yourself another round of applause. All of you have faced challenges along the way. You have continued your education, many with families and jobs, yet you have still achieved this colossal achievement. This was not an easy road for any of us. Today, I join you as one of the hardworking individuals who achieved their educational goals and earned a degree. Many of you and your families have come from very far away, and even more of you and your families are watching online. This is truly a time to celebrate. This has been a long road. This journey has encouraged us to learn new skills and techniques to succeed in our respective fields. We've learned critical skills that we can use in the workplace, like communication and writing, and so much more. This newfound knowledge will guide us as we continue to create our own stories, and hopefully we are able to pass this knowledge to the next generation so that they are able to do the same. This quest for higher learning has allowed our society to pass information over thousands of years, and it is your charge as custodians of this new degree to be able to do the same. I am honored to be selected as your 2016 President's Award recipient, and I am delighted to be able to address all of you here today. This is an amazing honor, and I cannot express my gratitude for to everyone for this award. There are a few individuals I would like to thank. I know that I cannot mention everyone that helped along the way, but I am appreciative to them. I want to first thank God. Without the wisdom and work ethic that He provided me, this award would not have been possible. He was there for me when I was at my lowest and has been there with me this entire time. I want to thank God not only for this award, but for the things that He has given me in my life and how I've been blessed. I have been very fortunate to have been blessed. Thank you. Next, I am truly appreciative to the faculty and staff of American Military University and American Public University for not only being able to address you here today and being chosen for the President's Award, but for the programs the university provides, which have given all of us a means to reach our educational goals and to have hope for a brighter future. So many of us, year after year, are able to continue our professional pursuits and lead our personal lives, and yet not sacrifice too much time from our families and friends while obtaining our education due to the dedication of the faculty and staff of AMU&APU. Thank you for your hard work and providing a vehicle for all of us to succeed. I want to thank my family. Without the support of both my wife's and my family, I would not have been able to make it through many of the situations that I faced while attaining my degree. I would like to thank my parents, Lisa Jenkins and Timothy Jenkins, for the upbringing that they provided me. Thank you for raising me to become the person I am today. To my mother, thank you for your guidance and wisdom growing up and long after moving away. My brother and I would always give my mom a hard time, and it is for this reason I specify her in this recognition. She is a wonderful and loving mother who had the joy of raising two boys who got in a lot of trouble. Needless to say, she had her hands full. There was one thing that my mother did in my youth that sticks out in my mind. My mom would always tell me and my brother that we could do anything, accomplish anything, that all we needed was hard work and dedication. Now, over 20 years later, that one concept has motivated me and reminded me that no matter what my background was, that I could accomplish amazing things. Mother, I appreciate everything you have done for me once again. Thank you for all that you do for the family and I. You mean the world to us. Thank you to Daniel and Judy Matarazzo, my wife's parents. Thank you for not only bringing my wonderful bride into this world, but for being like a second set of parents to me. You have cheered me along the way, being right up there with my parents and your daughter for who could brag about me the most. But seriously, thank you for everything you have done, not only for me, but for Trissa and the kids. I know that my future pro bono work will never fully repay the debt that I owe, but I hope that it can. Thank you. And last, but most important, I want to thank my #1 cheerleader. Where are you at, Trissa? Stand up. This beautiful woman has been my biggest support from the moment that she entered my life. What first appeared to be a friendship transformed into the most amazing relationship of my life. I have been able to succeed because of her behind-the-scenes work. She is the key to anything I have accomplished, the key that opened doors to my future. She has stood by for years, pushing me to achieve more, telling me that I would make it, motivating me to never give up. To my wife, Trissa Jenkins, thank you for everything. I know that everyone typically tells their wife thank you, but I truly mean it. Thank you, beautiful. I stand here today because of you. Thank you for taking care of our children, helping me prepare for both work and school, and the motivation and love that you have displayed towards me. You are the most amazing woman, and I am blessed that you are not only my bride, but the mother to my children. Thank you for the wonderful life we have together, and your patience with me, even when I was being a pain. Everyone, please join me in recognizing the person that really earned this award, Trissa Jenkins. Thank you for helping me with that. I'll probably hear about it later. She's too humble to admit it, but it was her assistance that led to this point. So thank you again, sweetheart. Now, this road that I have traveled down was not an easy one. I was faced with many hardships and challenges along the way. Yet, I maintained my commitment to attaining my degree. As a part of the packet for this award, I had to give my story of how I overcame adversity. I would like to share that with you today. My only hope is that I'm able to show, through my story, the necessity of hard work and dedication. I didn't always make the best decisions. I left home at 18 and went off to college with no drive or motivation to do so. After a year, I found myself dropping out of college and moving back home. I had to take a long, hard look at myself and my life to avoid the road that I was going down. With a desire to change and to serve my country like the men in my family before me, I joined the United States Army as an airborne infantryman. Oh! During my first few years in the Army, I was stationed in Germany. There, I met and married my first wife and fathered a beautiful daughter. It wasn't long after we moved back to the States that we separated, resulting with her and my daughter moving back to Germany. We divorced, and my ex-wife hid my daughter from me and has continued to deny me the chance to see or talk to her in nearly 5 years. I have and will continue to fight for my right in court to be reunited with my daughter, and it is this desire that fuels my want to become an attorney, as well as the admiration for the practice of law since childhood. Soon thereafter, I unknowingly met Trissa on a blind date type meeting. That one day changed everything, leading to me becoming a dad to a wonderful little boy, and eventually having our own son 2 years later. This was when I decided to pursue my degree again, through the motivation and support of my beautiful wife. These exciting times did not come without challenges. I was becoming more and more responsible for projects at work, dealing with legal matters in regard to trying to get my daughter returned to the United States, dealing with drama caused both inside and outside of court by my wife's ex-husband and their modifications to their court order, and finally, a deployment with a few days' notice to the Middle East. It would have been easy through all of the struggles to give up. My whole life I had applied myself, for the most part, but I never saw the fruits of my labors leading to such an honor as this. 10 years ago, I would have never believed that I would be here today, nor would I have imagined that I would have faced the ordeals that I have over the course of the time past. However, there was something that I believe the military enforced, discipline, that would not allow me to quit. I was not able to give up or only give a little effort. This drive is what allowed me to stay up late, dealing with work, personal, and school issues while only managing with a little sleep. The message that I am here today to deliver is very simple. Hard work and dedication will result in success. It is a simple concept, yet not everyone is successful. This concept is difficult to grasp because everyone has a different definition as to what constitutes hard work. To the same account, different people measure success in different ways. What is falling short to one person could be exceeding the standard to the next. Success, therefore, should not be something that you allow others to influence, but rather yourself. For my family, I wanted to be able to provide for them while doing a practice that I love. My parents always did their best to provide for me, working long hours and relocating when necessary, and I want to ensure the same opportunities and bright future for my children. I'm going to be the first attorney in my family. That is success to some, but not to me. I, personally, believe that success is being able to, day in and day out, change the world, even if it be for one family. I'm not trying to be pompous when I say this, but it is my belief that even one person can make a difference. It only takes one person to change the world. Why not apply that change for a brighter tomorrow, a better future for our children and their children? Class of 2016, you are America's past, present, and future. Push yourselves, those around you, and your children to dedicate themselves to the betterment of mankind and the creatures on this earth. Thank you once again, everyone, and congratulations, class of 2016.
I'd like to thank Mr. Jenkins for your inspiring words. I'm pleased and honored to present you with the Class of 2016 President's Award.
Thank you, Mr. Jenkins. And thank you, Dr. Boston. Congratulations, Mr. Jenkins. Today, we're fortunate to have Dr. J.D. Polk here as our commencement speaker. Dr. J.D. Polk is a senior medical officer with the National Aeronautics and Space Administration in the Office of the Chief Health and Medical Officer in Washington, D.C. Dr. Polk is a fellow of the American College of Osteopathic Emergency Physicians and an associate fellow of the Aerospace Medicine Association. Dr. Polk received his degree in osteopathic medicine from A.T. Still University in Kirksville, Missouri. He is board certified in both emergency medicine and aerospace medicine. Dr. Polk holds a Master of Science in Space Studies from American Military University, one of our very own alumni. A Master of Medical Management from the University of Southern California's Marshall School of Business, and a Master's Certificate in Public Health from the University of New England. He is a Clinical Associate Professor of Emergency Medicine at Edward Via College of Osteopathic Medicine, an Affiliate Associate Professor and Senior Fellow in the School of Public Policy at George Mason University. He has received numerous awards and commendations, including citations from the FBI, White House Medical Unit, Association of Air Medical Services, U.S. Air Force, and has received the NASA Center Director's Commendation, the NASA Exceptional Service Medal, the National Security and International Affairs Medal, and the NASA Exceptional Achievement Medal. Dr. Polk also serves as a trustee for APUS. Please join in welcoming Dr. Polk.
Thank you, Dr. Powell, Board of Trustees, distinguished faculty, guests, and above all, graduates. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you today. The good news for you all is that I'm known for short, concise leadership, and my speeches are much the same. I'm going to start this speech by sharing a piece of advice that my father gave to me when I was in high school and contemplating whether or not I was going to go to college. My father is a simple man, a hardworking man, and he was an Army sergeant. I heard it faintly, but that was a very light hoo-ah. It's a little bit better, thank you. My father said there are only two things that you can deny yourself. No one else can take these two things away from you. Those two things are your honor and your education. I want you to think about that for a second. No one forces you to lie, cheat, or steal. You decide willingly to do that and give up your honor. No one forces you not to get an education. You decide to not pursue an education. The education is there for the taking. It requires your persistence and your hard work to get it, but it is worth it. After today, graduates, no one can take that away from you. Someone might repossess your car tomorrow. So your house might burn down, or a hurricane might take your house tomorrow. But after today, you are a college graduate, and no one can take that education away from you. Today, I'm going to give you a little bit of my own advice in addition to my father's. And I hope that this advice will help you as you continue on your careers. Now, notice the word I said there. I did not say your jobs. Not that a job is bad. I've had a job. My father had a job. Everyone's had jobs. But after today, you are college educated. What you are embarking upon is a career. And so with that in mind, I'm going to give you a little piece of advice today. It's the same advice that I've given soldiers, newly minted physicians, fresh out of residency in emergency medicine, and up-and-coming professionals in the federal government. It's allowed me, with this little phrase, to be successful in academia and government, in the military and in leadership. And that advice is this: if you're going to fall forward. Well, what exactly does that mean, Dr. Polk? If you're going to fall forward. Well, let me give you a few examples, and I think it'll become clear by the time I get done. First of all, it means to be brave. And when I say be brave, I mean to have confidence. That doesn't mean to be fearless. There were plenty of times I was shaking in my boots, but I was still brave enough to go into the fire, or brave enough to go into emergency medicine, or into the trauma, or into a scene run, or some disaster. It means to have confidence, but confidence and arrogance are not the same thing. I remember the first time I was in the Situation Room at the White House. I was the newly minted Deputy Assistant Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security's Health Affairs, and then became the Assistant Secretary of Health Affairs, which meant weapons of mass destruction around the world, and their remediation and or their deterrence was in my bailiwick. That's the first time that I was in the Situation Room. And I'm sitting in the same chair that Hillary Clinton sat in during the Osama bin Laden raid. And I'm thinking to myself, please, God, don't let them figure out that I'm not smart enough to be here and I don't know what I'm talking about. And I listened pensively to the conversation for about 20 minutes. And then the voice in my head changed. And it said, please, God, don't let me be the smartest person in the room on this subject. You know, I met a gentleman by the name of Brigadier General Ian Gardner, who is the British Royal Marines Commandant at one point in time. I did say Marines, didn't I? Thank you. Thank you very much. You guys are a little slow on the cue there, Marines. We'll have to work on that a little bit. And what Ian Gardner told me, we were on a train together, and Ian mentioned this phrase, and it has stuck with me and has resonated with me. He said, JD, a leader is the banker of hope, and the leader can never allow himself or herself to appear bankrupt. And so I thought about that quote. It's on my wall, in fact. And several years after that, at NASA, the NASA administrator called down, and he said, we have a peculiar situation. The Chilean ambassador just came from across town. Evidently, they've got 33 Chilean miners that are trapped in a mine, and they would like our assistance. But I don't know if we can really do this, and I'm calling you to ask you if you think we can do this, because a lot of this is medical. And I said, yes, sir, I'm sure that we can do this. I have no doubt that we can help them and help those folks get out of that mine. And I hung up the phone, and one of my colleagues looked at me, and he said, dude, you don't know anything about mining. To which I replied, that's true, but I know what we're capable of. And the leader has to be the banker of hope. And the leader can never allow himself to appear bankrupt. So I went to Chile as the consultant for NASA, and I worked with the Chileans, and we worked behind the scenes with them on all sorts of things, how to refeed starving miners, how to build the requirements for a capsule. And 69 days later, 33 Chilean miners exited that mine alive. Thank you. If you're going to fall forward. We didn't know if we were going to be able to get those folks out at the time, but we were going to try. If you're going to fall forward. A short time ago, I was the dean of a medical school, and NASA called me this last fall and said, you know what, we're trying this Mars strategy. We'd like you to come back and work on the human factors for the Mars mission at NASA headquarters. And of course, NASA, by the way, they play dirty. When NASA calls, they say, well, we don't know if you're interested in the future of mankind or not. So, of course, I said yes, and I've returned to NASA at NASA headquarters. But also in the back of my mind, I was thinking, if I'm going to fall, let's fall forward. We'll succeed in that mission, I have no doubt. It also means to be persistent. And one of my favorite quotes about persistence comes from President Calvin Coolidge. And if you'll allow me, I'll share this quote with you. Nothing in this world takes the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful people with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. The slogan, "Press on," has solved and always will solve the problems of the human race. In other words, President Coolidge was saying, if you're going to fall forward. Theodore Roosevelt, with his timeless speech, "The Man in the Arena." I've updated and paraphrased that for modern times, so if you will allow me, I'll go ahead and quote that one as well. It goes like this. It's not the critic who counts, nor the person who points out how the strong man or woman stumbles, or the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to those who are actually in the arena, whose faces are marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strive valiantly, who err, who come up short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows the enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spend themselves in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if they fail, at least they fail while daring greatly, so that they will never be in that place with those souls, cold and timid souls, who know neither victory nor defeat. What Teddy was saying there is if you're going to fall, fall forward. So falling forward also means keeping your integrity. And we've seen lots of people lose their integrity, even at the upper echelons of government. It means, despite the consequences, keeping your honor intact. It means to seize the initiative. It means to fall forward. But let me caution you, much like Justin mentioned, and I was almost going to make his wife stand up as well, just to embarrass her a little further. But let me caution you that you don't leap alone. There's a support network with your family, your friends that help you make those leaps as well. Fortunately, I have a very tolerant wife, who I refer to as Commander-in-Chief Home, who has allowed us to move multiple times, both for military with deployments and for NASA and elsewhere. And whenever we were doing very well as a dean of a medical school, and then I told her in the fall, hey, how about if we take a big pay cut and move back to the federal government? And she said, okay. Now, I will tell you that she does get payback at some point in time throughout our lives. But the point is that you don't make those leaps or fall forward by yourselves. So remember to thank your family, as they are a very important part of your success. Falling forward also means to continue your education, both formal and informal. While I was in Russia, I was working on a master's in space studies at AMU. I happened to be living at the Russian space program at the time in Star City. Now, you might think that that might have given me an unfair advantage to my space studies colleagues when I was in the Russian studies class, and you were absolutely right. I also, the thing about education, though, is not just to go in the future after this. Right now, you've gotten your degree in something that interests you. And I will tell you, at some point in time, I want you to also expand your education into something that frightens the daylights out of you, because that's where you're going to grow a great deal. I hated budgets. The word budget gave me hives as a physician. And so when I went to get my business degree at USC, I was way out of my comfort zone. But I grew tremendously because of it, and opportunities opened up because of it as well. So again, if you're going to fall forward. With that, I will tell you and close and say congratulations, class of 2016. Take the time to savor this moment, to thank your families for their support, and allow yourself the indulgence of a little pride in your accomplishments today. And remember, if you're going to fall forward.
Dr. Polk, JD, thank you for the inspiring words to the graduates and the invitation that if you're going to fall forward, and what that means. On behalf of them, and in appreciation for your words and your wisdom, is a gift from the class.
Thank you very much.
I now invite Associate Provost Dr. Gwendolyn Hall to join me at the podium for a special presentation.
It is now my pleasure to recognize our president, Dr. Wallace Boston, for his dedication to American Public University System. Dr. Boston has served our university for over 14 years. For 12 of those years, he served as our president. His steadfast leadership guided our institution through tremendous growth. Over the years, we've grown our program offerings, we've grown our faculty and staff members, and now we have close to 100,000 students and 60,000 alumni. Today, we express our appreciation for his service and success. In July, Dr. Boston will become the Chief Executive Officer of American Public Education, Incorporated. In this role, he will grow and guide other educational entities and continue to support the work that we do here. This morning, Dr. Boston was the first to be honored with the Dr. Wallace Boston Leadership Award, an award that will continue to celebrate our university's great leaders for years to come. His dedication to our staff, faculty, students, and alumni is unparalleled, and he leaves behind a great legacy that will continue to guide our institution as we continue to advance our mission of educating those who serve. Dr. Boston, please join me at the podium. On behalf of the faculty, staff, students, and alumni, thank you for your service to our university. We have been honored to have served with you, and we look forward to your continued support in your new role. You are a leader among leaders, and we are honored to continue the great work you have done over the past 14 years.
Picture all three of us, Gwen. The graduating class of 2016 consists of those who could label themselves as teachers, parents, service members, veterans, and volunteers, among other valued roles. Our diversity inside and outside the classroom makes us strong in times of adversity. Not all members of this graduating class reach their academic dream. Robert Bobby Paul Balance was born in Woodbridge, Virginia on November 24, 1991. He grew up in Stafford, Virginia with his parents and brother Brian. Bobby began his lifelong love of soccer at the age of 6 and played in recreational, travel, indoor, and high school leagues. During his senior year, he was proud to help take his varsity high school team to the regional championship. Bobby was also a good student. Bobby's middle school teachers recommended him for the North Star program, a special joint program with Dahlgren Naval Base that offers students who excelled in science and math the opportunity to work directly with engineers from Dahlgren to develop, build, and test robotics. Bobby graduated from North Stafford High School in 2010 and attended Longwood University in Farmville, Virginia, where he studied criminal justice and sociology while working at Buffalo Wild Wings. After 2.5 years, he began looking to change his field of study and was excited to discover that American Public University offered a bachelor's degree in emergency and disaster management, a major that was well suited for his passion to help others. Bobby returned to Stafford and enrolled at APU, where he found his new field of study to be rewarding and interesting. Bobby planned to continue his studies and pursue a master's degree. He posted these words on his Facebook profile: "Masters to follow, determined and motivated, knowledge is power." Only 3 classes shy of earning his degree, Bobby passed away on Saturday, August 15, 2015. We are honored to have with us today his mother, Nancy, his father, Bob, his brother, Brian, uncles, Mike and Brad, aunts, Amy, Lisa, and Kristen, grandmothers, Nancy and Stella, cousins, Cameron, Isabel, Aiden, Morgan, and Mackenzie, along with other treasured family members. Brian Balance will accept his brother's Bachelor of Arts in Emergency and Disaster Management degree posthumously during the conferral of degrees by President Boston. At this time, please pause with me for a moment of silence to honor Robert Balance. Graduates and guests, while we are here celebrating, there are many at a distance in your class celebrating with us. Please direct your attention to the screens for a special message to the class of 2016.
Sorry I couldn't be there. I'm here in sunny, beautiful Fort Sill, Oklahoma. But congratulations to the class of 2016. Good job.
AMU class of 2016, congratulations! We have all made it to graduation. My name is Kendra Logan, and I come to you from Dallas, Texas as a U.S. Marine Corps veteran. And I just want to come here today to congratulate you all. No matter what you were going through, you did it.
I'd really like to thank the faculty and staff. I'd also like to congratulate and thank the students, you guys, for being there with me kind of now, and drive on, continue your education. Thanks a lot for being there for us. Congratulations, guys.
I'm from California. This is Slugger, my online classmate, and I'm graduating this year from AMU with a Master's in Intelligence Studies. And I just wanted to take time to thank all my classmates and my professors and congratulate everybody. I know it's been a long 2-year journey, some more for some of us, but it's absolutely worth it.
Hi, I'm Doug Hill, a disabled veteran from Southern Nevada.
And I'm Tracy Hill. We are both 2016 graduates of AMU. We'd like to send our congratulations to the entire class of 2016, and we wish you all the best in your future endeavors.
Job well done, and this degree will take you far. I'm a proven example of that. Accepting the troops of teachers. I'm going to be a teacher after 30 years of honorable service, all because of my degrees.
I'm not able to attend today as my husband's active duty Air Force, and we're currently stationed in Germany. I wish I could be there to celebrate with all y'all, but I do want to thank my husband and my kids, because without them and their support, none of this would have been possible. They're my drive and my inspiration, and I wouldn't have made it this far without them.
Hi, my name is Christian Carlos. I'm graduating from AMU with an Associate's in Health Sciences. I'm sorry I can't make it, but congratulations.
I'm currently serving in the U.S. Air Force alongside my husband, and together we have 3 kids. Getting my degree wasn't always easy, but with strength and perseverance, I excelled. What's important is you did it. Congratulations, class of 2016.
Hi, I'm Dasha with the Department of Homeland Security. I just completed my master's in psychology. I had such a great experience with APU. So from my family to yours, congratulations to all my fellow classmates.
To the graduating class, hard work and dedication, support at AMU, friends and family is what got us here today. Be proud of what you accomplished. No one can take away the pride you feel or the hard work that you have done. Congratulations, and may all of your future endeavors be just as successful.
I am currently just graduated with my bachelor's degree in criminal justice. I had an awesome time at AMU. Sorry I can't be with you guys. Greetings from Lawton, Fort Sill, Oklahoma.
I was born in Honduras, and coming from a third world country where I had to work at a very young age to be able to afford our bare necessities, I never thought this day would come. And I feel so privileged and so honored to have been given the opportunity to attend college and become the first college graduate in my family. This is my American dream coming true.
I'm sure many of you are excited to reach your goal of receiving a degree after many hours of hard work and dedication. For that, I say pat yourself on the back, because the journey of juggling a family, work, and studies simultaneously isn't always easy. But you did it! From my family to each and every one of you, congratulations on your big achievement.
You are here, you did it, and you deserve it, and now it's time to celebrate.
A big shout out to class of 2016. Yay, we did it! Congratulations to everybody else that's graduating. I wish I could be there in 2016.
Wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors, and good luck.
Congratulations to the class of 2016.
Congratulations to everyone out there in the class of 2016.
Happy day and congratulations on your achievement.
Congratulations, class of 2016.
We did it!
And now for the moment for which you've been waiting. At this time, I'm pleased to present the American Public University System candidates to Dr. Boston. First to cross the stage will be a bachelor's degree candidate representing all of the candidates participating virtually through the live webcast of today's ceremony. Will the candidate in absentia please stand and come forward? I proudly present to you the candidates for graduation in absentia. Will the bachelor's and associate's degree candidates please come forward by school to receive your diploma?
School of Arts and Humanities. Sarah Boyd, California. Kent Hargrove Herod, Texas. Megan Wallard, California. Andrea St. Pierre, Maryland. Heidi Erica Holdridge, West Virginia. Tandra Jones, Illinois. Ian Larson, California. Stephen Porto, Virginia. Charlize Canales, New York. Chanel Peterson, Georgia. Sandra Hart, Florida. J. Darius Quick, North Carolina. Annette Smith, West Virginia. Jeremiah Daniel Foster, Colorado. Misty Rice, Ohio. Marie Toussaint, Florida. John Bud Canale, Florida. Robert Edward Hudson, South Carolina. Laura Goodman, Virginia. Greg Drummond, Georgia. Whitney Welsh Gibbs, California. Randy Jean Bailey, Texas. Elias N. Lozano Jr., Texas. Trevor Manley, Virginia. Jeremy Ryan Baker, Virginia. Sam Tallerman, Virginia. Robert Champagne, Virginia. Randolph D. Singletary, Texas. James Miller, Arkansas. Priasia Cooper, Illinois. Lauren Crabtree, North Carolina. Sanaz Barami, North Carolina. Amir Moniri Hamadani, North Carolina. Victoria Dawn Taylor, Nevada. Danielle Andrea Roger, California. Jessica Morella Singh, New York. Joe King, New Jersey. Catherine Andrews, West Virginia. Caitlin Morgan, Florida. Ashanti Swan, Georgia. Anne E. Bayron Freya, Virginia. Brittany Freeze, Kentucky. Neelan Ryan Joseph, Florida. Jessica Lee Growell, Pennsylvania. Michelle Santos Rodriguez, Illinois. Danielle Pierce, New Jersey. Lakeisha Nelson, California. Brandy Derby, Virginia. Beth Ann Arthur, Virginia. Nicole Bishop, Massachusetts. Jonah Maddox, Minnesota. Melissa Jane Bogus, North Carolina. Tracy Figueredo Ramey, Virginia. Rosalind Calderon, Virginia. Cherise Branch Dusome, Texas. Alejandra Maria McKeever, Florida. Naima Stanton, Pennsylvania. Paris Zephyria Boone, Mississippi. Kiera Hernandez, Ohio. Ryan Harris, Wyoming. Rachel Sarita Tinsman, Texas. Brittany Lake, Virginia. Sabria Poncio, Pennsylvania. Heather Hayes, California. Heather Jacobs, Maryland. Patrick Irvine, South Dakota. Jessica Mabry, Georgia. Diane Whitreich, Virginia. Barbara Young, Tennessee. Jeremy T. Story, Florida. Ricardo Matus, California. Sybil Yvette Williams, Virginia. Dominic Swayze, California. Veronica Naranjo, Costa Rica. Samuel M. Bright, Pennsylvania. First Sergeant Jose Luis Barrero, Florida. Crystal Parker, Virginia. Tracy Hill, Nevada. Stephanie Elizabeth Baxter, Alabama. Alan Tolero Gregory, Hawaii. Asia Moore, Georgia. Osvaldo F. Rodriguez, Oklahoma. Dave Washington, Ohio. Tina Marie Smith, Maryland. Gabriel Hamilton, Kansas. Kiadana L. Walton, Michigan. Bridget Schluter, Louisiana. Marshall Ford II, Florida. David Eugene Webster, Oklahoma. Joseph West, New York. Ronald Justin Magwood Blackwood, New Jersey. Cly Brownell, Maryland. Paul Mandrell, Alabama. Kelly Jean Nelson, Texas. Carlos R. Vega, Puerto Rico. Cordera Lamar Lee, Georgia.
Renee Cummings, California. James Rhett, Hawaii. Carolyn Seeley, Virginia. Kevin Caldwell, Hawaii. Benjamin Akins, Massachusetts. Esteban Cejas Sr., District of Columbia. Nick Avila, Texas. Katrina Nivyarovsky, New Mexico. Sarah Hogenkamp, Maine. Lori Cooper, Washington. Philip Treza, Virginia. Robert Wright, Jr., Virginia. Opal Evans, Virginia. Ajoy Gibbons, Georgia. Jeffrey Beck, Arkansas. Stephen Ward, Texas. Vito Harris, New York.
School of Business. Judith Lynn Allen, Virginia. Jonathan Ruckman, Virginia. Mark Christopher, Pennsylvania. Rasheen Thomas, Pennsylvania. Aaron Lee Bernier, Arizona. Matthew Kaup, Ohio. Rosine McKenna, Quebec. Katie E. Hassinger, Virginia. Ivy Marnay Watkins, Georgia. Cynthia Cantres Rodriguez, New York. Lanice Heron, New York. Shamika Davies, New York. Kelly Ann Floyd, Indiana. Jamie L. Harrell, Ohio. Nancy Lazo, South Carolina. Pamela G. Thompson, Louisiana. Bethany L. Flynn, Pennsylvania. Eugene Lee Harris, Maryland. Justin Eric Scott Sweda, Illinois. Sarita Lyons, Pennsylvania. Robert Newman, Texas. Sonia Michael, New Jersey. Deborah Burris, North Carolina. Tanya G. Clark, New York. Russell Kress, Virginia. Patrick Lubala, Illinois. Tamara Livingston, Alabama. Jennifer Lynn DeMaca, Virginia. Lisa Koharic, Maryland. Jason Hotsey, Virginia. Tremitris A. Shaw Fairley, North Carolina. Lauren Downing, Maryland. Diana Benavidez, Virginia. Valpuni Matani Hallback, Hawaii. Simone Copley Pomerleau, Florida. Nathaniel Waldron, Virginia. Crystal Ann Gillette, Washington. Ranjan Sunawar, Texas. Ashley Nicole McCurdy, Georgia. Joy Tortorelli, Virginia. Jared Timothy Miller, California. Donna Charmaine Harper Ladson, District of Columbia. Brandon Lee Lecoq, Georgia. Clarissa Marie Taleccia, New York. Latia Rondo, Michigan. Robert Louis Holmes, North Carolina. Joyce Renee Bethay, South Carolina. Randall Wayne Holman, South Carolina. John James Taylor, Ohio. Raquel Torres, Illinois. Stephanie June McKenzie, West Virginia. Stephen Lowe, North Carolina. Antonio Laverne Hall, Alabama. Brandon Jennings, Arkansas. Samuel A. Walker, Pennsylvania. Bridget U. Williams. Pam Thompson Yancey, Georgia. Malcolm Motley, Georgia. Nancy Ann Peschke, Florida. Winfred Charles Cameron, Jr., California. Deanna Denise McLean, Maryland. Darren Nedio, Colorado. Ricky B. Gaines, Sr., South Carolina. Missy Foltz, Virginia. Thomas Palmer, Mississippi. Bonnie Lou Bolts, Maryland. Jamie Parkhurst, Virginia. Latasha Y. White, Virginia. Max F. Alonzo Juarez, California. Andrew Powell, Wisconsin. Kyle Malakowski, Georgia. Margaret Elizabeth Dalton, Virginia. Marie Reese, Oklahoma. Antoine Bernard Walton, North Carolina. Fidelis Ozibi, New York. Daniel Arroyo, Kentucky. Shannon Robert Pryor, Pennsylvania. Denise Ocasio, Illinois. Michael Widdowson, Tennessee. David Lawrence, North Carolina. Marta Muape, New York. Erica Clarissa Kearns, Virginia. Jacqueline Richardson, Virginia. Jasmine Jordan Rodriguez, New York. Jennifer Walker, New York. Leslie Tigner, Florida. Mallory Wilson, Colorado. Ty Wharton, Oceanside. Christopher Reyes, California. Beverly D. Bush, Wyoming. Jennifer Baer, Iowa. John Westcott, West Virginia. Serena Chiquita Cook, District of Columbia. Antoinette Powell, Maryland. Greg Smallwood, New Jersey. Alfred McGugan, District of Columbia. Tara Ann Giroux, West Virginia. Kevin Waddell, California. Brian Keating, Florida. Malcolm Jarrell Diaz, South Carolina. Glenn Mellon, Pennsylvania. Lindsay Reed, Florida. Kimberly Rogers, Ohio. Karen Ray Newcomer, Maryland. Antonio Roberts, Mississippi. Nakia Adele Pay, Maryland. Edward L. Jones, New Jersey. Finda Tamba Cooper, Pennsylvania. Stephanie Ritchie, Florida. Anthony Ludden, Nevada. Sharon Denise Stevens, Michigan. Brian Tyron Coates, Maryland. Amy Beth Hammershoy, New Hampshire. Sakina Gaddy, Florida. Corey Len Alexander, Michigan. Lauren Kelly Nichols, Virginia. Sandra Tomeo Hartz, Colombia. Kent Stephen Wright, Virginia. Lee Cox, Mississippi. Damian Blackwell, Maryland. William Hoover, Pennsylvania. Susanna Garcia, Florida. Michelle Marie Elizabeth Aragon, Alabama. Claire Elizabeth Cull, Pennsylvania. Joseph M. Cernkovic, Illinois. Michael Thoreau, Florida. Clark R. Justice Jr., South Carolina. Jacque Cortez Crumpton, Texas. Anthony Lee Brown Jr., North Carolina. Philip May, Georgia. Rebecca Kennedy Munson, Minnesota. Nilda Highsmith, Virginia. Athea Joynant Searcy, Alabama. Rebecca Michelle Hammond, Virginia. Joni Sidney, Virginia. Jessica Ellen White, Louisiana. Charlotte Mkonga, California. Timothy R. Williams, Ohio. Marcus Hall, Maryland. Rebecca Jones, West Virginia. Michael David Cresswell, North Carolina. James Carl Lockhart Jr., California.
John Planaris, Virginia. Matthew Wilson, Florida. Stephen McConnell, Florida. Lisa Bennett, Virginia. Stephanie Northrup, North Carolina. Ryan Morris, Virginia. Alicia Pritchett, Maryland. Tina Zacchius, Virginia. Soraya Huerta, Maryland. Scott Meyer, Utah. Virginia Skidmore, North Carolina. Paula Bobnak, Florida. Naomi Alicia, Tennessee. Vicki Ward, Tennessee. Otis Jennings, South Carolina. Bill Dimapan, Guam.
School of Education. Leslie Ann Knight, Florida. Lisa Bennett, Virginia. Carolyn Lee Irvine, California. Monique Scott, Ohio. Lacey McKay, Virginia.
Did you put the card?
Desiree R. Smith, Michigan. Yasmin Acevedo, Puerto Rico. Sharon D. Germany, Indiana. Shelley Smith, New York. Julie Tambrini, Virginia. Tiffany Bodge, Georgia. Jennifer Connell, Missouri. Heather Hagberg, Virginia. Daphne Taylor Rocket, Florida. Jennifer Volker, Virginia. Esther Mayo Biongo, Kentucky. Maria D. Velez, Florida. Naila Hart, Virginia. Shannon Brandon, North Carolina. Allison Eppard, Minnesota. Eden Urbanic, Maryland. Tiffany Paw, Connecticut. Tawanda Wimbush, Georgia. Miriam Amargoli Lanier, Maryland. Ashley Jean Tuitt, New York. Anthony Jerome Lee, Jr., Maryland.
Tara Zuniga, New Jersey.
School of Health Sciences. Judy Ann Elliott, Maryland. Melissa Robin Hatlam, Virginia. Trayvon Sutherland, Florida. Sharon S. Conyers, Virginia. Emery Levon Thomas, Texas. Heather Nat Kemper, Virginia. India B. Coleman, Ohio. Eve Joinville, Florida. Kimberly Smith, Arizona. Chandra Greer, Georgia. Sergio Abreu, New York. Fatumata Doumbia, Maryland. Carrie Lorene Phillips, Oklahoma. Quintrell Becton, Tennessee. Jennifer Campbell, Illinois. April Hansberry, Florida. Vernita Bowie, Florida. Alvin Franklin Jr., Indiana. Don Cosper, Nevada. Sanchez Pierre Brown, Georgia. Corey R. Frett, Georgia. Mike Coates, Missouri. Jonathan Clark, Illinois. Tisha Noel Grove, Ohio. Carlos Ross, North Carolina. DeMarley D. Drummond, New York. Jamie L. Newsom, Ohio. Brian C. Guest, Georgia. Clark Koharic, Florida. Demaris Anton Johnson, Delaware. Patricia E. Battle, Michigan. Travis Christian Schaefer, Colorado. Odinaka Amadi, Texas. Nicholas Lang, Ohio.
Marie Monique Monea Jackson, Ohio.
Jessica J. Carter, Texas. Bradley Antonio Jones, North Carolina. Vincent Andugu Ngosi, Georgia.
Sonia Wood. Maria Browning, Georgia. Eduardo Fantazi, Michigan. Jordan Stevens, California. Janice Meredith, North Carolina. Latasha Tate, Georgia. Lindsay Ben Miller, West Virginia.
School of Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. Cecilia Valdivia, Illinois. Sarah Beth Baleen, Florida. Patrick Wiest, Louisiana. Sheldon Moss, North Carolina. Daniel Reese, Pennsylvania. Millard Thomas Kirkland, Georgia. Glenn Carpenter, Texas. Todd McGinnis, Texas. Johnny Chapman, Colorado. Don M. Truver, North Carolina. Richard Ikaika Au, Hawaii. Aaron Wycliffe, Colorado. Nicole Judy, North Carolina. Aubrey Gann, Missouri. Sarah Maxwell, California. James Dick, California. Kevin Dodson, Virginia. Ian Brian Tonedo, New Jersey. Timothy Justin Smith, Georgia. David Sickles, Pennsylvania. Thomas Andrew Barry, Alabama. Gabriel Villalobos, Texas. Benjamin Morrison, Rhode Island. Jakin Adams, Virginia. Lester Brent, Maryland. Matthew Dennison, Texas. Joshua Robbins, West Virginia. James Needham, Michigan. Benjamin Urbanik, Maryland. Sidonia Graham, Maryland. Kimberly M. Grell, Virgin Islands. Jonathan Ryan Byers, Virginia. Michael Rosario, South Carolina. Giselle Bendel Vasquez, Panama.
Hey, my name was not called.
Lorraine Michelle Taylor, Virginia. Edith Marita O'Donnell Jones, Illinois. Rafat Rahman, Virginia. Christopher Scott Michael Hall, California. Kathleen Weichel, Virginia. Sierra Cape, Pennsylvania. Rachel Bostick, Oklahoma. Edward Turner. Anthony Orell Brown, Pennsylvania. Caitlin Early, Oregon. Brian Payton, Pennsylvania. Ron Peoples, District of Columbia. Erica Gordon, North Carolina. Timothy McDonald, Massachusetts. Maritha Best, North Carolina. Leo DeCosta, South Carolina. Brandon B. Ogden Sr., West Virginia. Roman Pilkington II, Ohio. Rachel White, New Jersey. Chioli Hallenstein Barazande, Virginia. Gerald Acola, Florida. Edna Goldberg, Florida. Christopher De Jesus, Alaska. David Alisea, Pennsylvania. Donovan Troy Harris, District of Columbia. Anson Bollinger, Oregon. Bitalo Ajani McCassell, New York. Denzel Pablo Moshe, North Carolina. Jermaine Michael Johnson, Maryland.
Wilman Gonzalez, Florida. Jennifer Stabe, Ohio. Lisa Leake, North Carolina. Christopher Williams, Florida. Joseph Herard, Illinois. Mario Millette, Maryland. Nick Giacchina, California. Quinn Harrington, Maryland. Rudell Freeman, Georgia. Eric Candy, Maryland.
School of Security and Global Studies. Dwight Borden, Georgia. Brian Selman, Arizona. Rachel Azopardi, Ohio. Jennifer Denton, Wisconsin. Amber Seigler, Alabama. Emily Geiger, Pennsylvania. Cecilia Perryman, Ohio. James Cody Johnson, West Virginia. Stephanie Claire Effinger, Missouri. Vashika Denise Oliveras, Delaware. Tawana Garner, North Carolina. Kenyon Kurd, Tennessee. Kelly Capeller, Missouri. Christopher Evan Butler, Tennessee. Contessa Youngin, Texas. Mandy Jo Brandenburg, California. Robert Scott Robertson, Texas. Jamie Deshawn Ragland, Georgia. Keith Thomas, Maryland. John Wayne Welty II, Pennsylvania. Jessica Marie Nauta, North Carolina. Martina Martin, South Carolina. Jason Harrison, South Carolina. Tiffany Bob Semple, New York. Natasha Fenton, Virginia. Marcus Zamore, New York. Tiffany Alexandra Evans, Virginia. Erica Marie Gooden, New York. Hillary Powell, Virginia. James Ford Swiderk, Virginia. Jason David Mark, Pennsylvania. David James Formato, Florida. Evelyn Rosemary Barrios Palmer, Texas. Selwyn William Fitzpatrick Bunbury, New York. Astrid Callist, Pennsylvania. James Tolan Jr., Pennsylvania. Charles Ryan Kenny, Florida. Samantha Pack, Kentucky. Lisa Lynn Lorton, California. Alan Howard Lorton, California. Timothy Griggs, Connecticut. Kendrick R. Thomas, South Carolina. Keith Christensen, New Jersey. Felicia Francesca Loper, New York. Channing Allen Pompa, Wisconsin. Paul Jones, New York. Michael Rocrew, Florida. Autumn Stroop, West Virginia. Greg Brando Nagurka, Virginia. India Edelin, Maryland. Henry Joseph Giamarco Jr., Pennsylvania. Lakia Cherie Hamlin, Virginia. April Marie Cruz, Florida. Carissa Justiniano, Maryland. Edette Torres Smith, Maryland. Bernard Hippolyte, New York. Chantel White, New York. Robert Balance, Virginia. Joshua D. Jenkins, Illinois. Kelly Ray Penninger, Virginia. John Mark Morris, Tennessee. Donald William Raleigh, Minnesota. David J. Allen, Florida. Robert J. Marquez Jr., Texas. Andrew Neal, Tennessee. Jeffrey E. Spears, Tennessee. Robert J. Gramkowski, Virginia. Kimberly Fisher, Maryland. Emmanuel Wood, Georgia. Randy Lewis Hall, Ohio. Julianne Kaltenbach, Ohio. Corey Menard, Louisiana. Charles Adam Fleischer, Michigan. Genevieve Elpidio, California. Erica Maddock, Missouri. Martin Liddy, Maryland. Ryan Muckow, Minnesota. Christy Kopik, Ohio. Daniel Fedonik, Illinois. Sherry Apel, Missouri. Glenn Gordon Daniels, New York. Michael Paul Leasick Jr., Virginia. Matthew Dewhurst, Virginia. John David Pine, New Jersey. Greg Kahn, Texas. John Edward Myers, Virginia. Melinda Scanlon, Virginia. John Bentley Alejandro, California. Mary Frances Gannon, Maryland. Carl Leon Jones Jr., South Carolina. Antoinette Regina Figueroa, Pennsylvania. Andrew James Boynton, Colorado. Sarah May Farmer, Florida. Murad Kohail, Morocco. Peggy K. Mukadi Kahumba, Maryland. Maceo McKeever, Georgia. Richard Ho, California. Alicia Nicole Freeland, Maryland. Thomas Preston Smith Jr., Georgia. Ron Kleindens, Virginia. Loretta Lawson Henshaw, Georgia. Shirley Ann Patrick, Maryland. Dwayne Avon Sparks Sr., Florida. Samuka Mamade Donzo, Arizona. Stacy Michael, Texas. Jason A. Edwards, Virginia. Marlou Whitehead, the the Philippines. Britt Henderson, Pennsylvania. Karen McKegg, California. Calvin Quay, Maryland. Keith Earl Morales, Texas. Cameron Jones, Virginia. Matthew Joseph Dietrich, Indiana. Jeffrey Stephen White, Jr., Colorado. Daniel Hance, Virginia. Autumn R. Maxey, Virginia. Lauren Deanna Myrick, Georgia. Adam Philip Maxey, Maryland. Parker Tutil, Maine. John Luke Espinaz, Maryland. Venus Francine Rhodes, Georgia. Aaron Davies, Illinois. Patrick Michael Chandler, New Jersey. Carissa Levecki, Ohio. Deanna Weil, Nevada. Lorinda Crystal Muriel Eva Rosario, Alberta. Deanna Figueroa, Columbia. Paul Michael Malin, Virginia. Michael David Griggs, Virginia. Henry Garrison, Jr., Virginia. Brandon Merson, Connecticut. Sarah E. Bixler, California. Brett Taylor, Virginia. Dwayne Patton, Florida. Jonathan Maurice Johnson, California. Jamie Marie Stockslager, Florida. Vanessa Petty, New Mexico. Carlos Murphy, Maryland. Jason Geige, Ohio. Joseph Noplis, Florida. Chelsea R. Hayden, New Jersey. Eric Thomas Solon, New Jersey. Christopher Roach, Maryland. Christopher Bretana, Florida. Kyle Owen Schneider, Connecticut. Timothy Brian Harding, Florida. Courtney Renee Williams, Florida. Ulysses T. Reed, Georgia. Victoria Regina Whittycombe, New Jersey. Dwayne Bachman, Florida. Scott Schneiderman, Georgia. Deborah Parsram, California. Joshua Blazek, Ohio. Kyle Patrick Copeland, California. Chad Brandon, Indiana. William Mirop, Florida. Wanda Walker Carrasquillo, Florida. Kristen Kane, Maryland. Kelly Dooley, Pennsylvania. Rachel Panganiban, Virginia. Yosas Noyokaitis, Virginia. Lawrence Johnson, Georgia. James Wilsey, Virginia. Francis Capito, Texas. Candace Shackleton, Nebraska. Christine Chapeau, Texas. Christine Atkinson, Oklahoma. Nancy Zarilla Aban, Texas. Veronica Hamilton, Ohio. Rochelle Ann Cainjoy Everett, Washington. Frederick Keith Cook II, Michigan. Corrine Vivian, Pennsylvania. Sharon Stewart, Germany. Catherine Davis Anderson, Louisiana. Cyril Bickham, Louisiana. Command Sergeant Major Retired Eric Fees, Pennsylvania. David Skinazzi, Virginia. Jamela Johnson, New York. Alicia Vini, Pennsylvania. Jeremy Lee Jones, Indiana. Idesha Bracewell, Maryland. Latanja Davis, Delaware. Jeffrey Patrick Owens, Ohio. Courtney Dale Jones, Mississippi. Christopher Lee James, Maryland. Jessica Lynn Peglow, New Jersey. Letitia Naylor, Virginia. Santana Anthony Vallejo, Texas. Tanya Marie Harris, District of Columbia.
James Jenkins, Texas. DeAndre Harrington, Maryland. Kevin Galloway, Virginia. Michael Kumjak, Virginia. James Ennison, Maryland. Zachary Reed, Illinois. Dorothy Roby, Virginia. Lenora Coe, Virginia. Irina Pfeiffer, Arizona. Kirsten Daniels, Virginia. Casey Chambers, Virginia. Christopher Voigt, New York. Kara Bullington, Virginia. Michael Metzger, Kentucky. Danielle Tips, Tennessee. Julian Swan, Georgia. James Garton, Arkansas. Karen Boxwell, Texas. Calethea Clements, Virginia. Gabrielle Santiago, Illinois. Mariana Thames, Mississippi. Raquel Thompson, Georgia.
Bachelor's degrees candidates, please rise. Dr. Boston, these candidates have fulfilled all requirements for the respective bachelor's degrees, and it is with pleasure that I present them to you.
Thank you, Dr. Powell. Upon the recommendation of the faculty and Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the bachelor's degree with all of the privileges and responsibilities thereunto. Congratulations. Please join me in a round of applause. Graduates, please be seated.
Associates candidates, please rise. Dr. Boston, these candidates have fulfilled all requirements for the respective associate's degrees, and it is with pleasure that I present them to you.
Thank you, Dr. Powell. Upon the recommendation of the faculty and Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the associate's degree with all the privileges and responsibilities thereunto. Congratulations. Please join me in a round of applause. Will all of our graduates please rise? Okay, graduates, it's a long-honored tradition. As you graduate, you may now symbolize your graduation from changing your tassel from the right side of your cap to the left side. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a big round of applause for our graduates.
We have one more. Graduates, be seated. The University System's Board of Trustees, directors, faculty, and staff extend our congratulations to you, our graduates, and now our alumni, on the achievement of your educational goals. We have been privileged to support you in your endeavors. We wish you only the best in the future. Thank you, family and friends of our graduates, for the support you have given them and for being present at this celebration. So we have one more thing to do, the class picture. Graduates, direct your attention. Above me, you will see red and blue. Make sure you smile, make sure you hold it. There will be 5 white flashing lights. When the 5th light is done, the picture is over. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Graduates, now our alumni, please rise. Our commencement celebration is now concluded. Guests, please remain standing at your seats until the platform party, faculty, and graduates have recessed from the ceremony hall. Congratulations, and please enjoy your evening.